I thought what I'd do is just start off with a quick presentation talking about the philosophy behind the network, some of the things that we hope to do within the network, and an introduction to myself. And I've asked each co-director during their sessions to introduce themselves as well. So we as co-directors came together earlier in the year to answer this call by DEFRA, the Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs, and the BBSRC to form a network to promote a One Health approach to coronaviruses. Obviously, these have become very important viruses with the advent of SARS-CoV-2, but for many of you and many of us working in the fields beforehand, particularly on animal coronaviruses, they always have been a major threat to food security. So we formed a management group to represent people in the UK and across the globe. And the idea is that we will start coming up with activities for the network, but as our membership becomes more formal and we are in the process of constructing our website, people will be able to apply for membership and therefore participate and suggest activities to the management board. For myself, I've worked on coronaviruses since I was a PhD student at what was the Institute for Animal Health. I've worked on TGV, which is a pig coronavirus, when I became a lecturer stroke group leader. That focus was on infectious bronchitis virus, did a little bit of work on SARS, and then with my friend and colleague, Dr. Waleed Al-Jaber, who we'll hear from in this afternoon session, on MERS. And at the moment, I currently lead a US Food and Drug Administration project that's looking at severe coronavirus infection in humans and animal models for the development of medical countermeasures, so antivirals and vaccines. And this is targeted both predominantly towards SARS-CoV-2, but also then towards MERS coronavirus as well. In terms of coronavirus research at Liverpool, we have a very diverse spectrum of research that we do, ranging from coronaviruses in companion animals to coronaviruses in poultry, and obviously an intense amount of effort around SARS-CoV-2. We have a large number of networks that we participate in at Liverpool that we will hope to incorporate in our coronavirus network here, particularly our Health Protection Research Unit in Emerging Zoonotic Infections, led by Tom Solomon, who we will hear from in a little bit, because we want to promote, and one of the central ethoses of this network is taking a One Health approach. What can we learn from animal coronaviruses to apply to humans? What can we learn from humans to apply to animal coronaviruses? And when we came together to put our bid to DEFRA and BBSRC, we have approximately 5 thematic areas that are particularly of interest in a One Health approach. Obviously, that's zoonotic transmission of infections, surveillance, how do we detect these things, how do we characterize them rapidly, what are our countermeasures in terms of antiviral activity or vaccines, and what are our interventions, because many of the interventions that we've seen during the COVID-19 pandemic aren't medical, they're social. So we've got a particular focus on behavior and social policy. And then, of course, coronaviruses were identified by the WHO as potential disease X. So we want to incorporate this in our network as well. So the idea is that we will be supporting meetings and workshops around these thematic areas, always with this philosophy of One Health in mind. But particularly, we feel that early career researchers have been extremely disadvantaged during the COVID-19 pandemic. There's been no social mixing of scientists and coronavirologists, at least face to face. And therefore, we want to offer a large number of travel bursaries so that early career researchers can develop their own networks, and pub prime for offering small collaborative research grants as well. So just to say, our direct financial support for the networking activities is from BBSRC and DEFRA, and we're very pleased that some of our sponsors who are involved in the network have also contributed to networking money and activities, including SIVA Animal Health, our colleagues at A-Star in Singapore, King Fahad Medical City in Saudi Arabia, and the University of Edinburgh. I shall end there with that brief introduction